But there really is so much to offer here at Badminton. It's like a village has evolved of all different trade stands showcasing some fantastic products. And I'm delighted to be joined now by one individual who is here all week, and that's Sebastian Tarrant from Fly Free Equine. Lovely to see you, Sebastian. Tell me in the first instance how Fly Free Equine came about.
Oh, lovely to see you as well. So I started Fly Free Equine when I was 12 years old. My sister, very unfortunately for me, got into horses and more so unfortunately got very good at it. So I was dragged to pony club events every Saturday morning at 5 a.m. on the middle of Dartmoor, which was very cold and very boring. So I realised I had a captive audience in front of me and I needed to find something to do. So I was very fortunate to be given an old family recipe for a fly spray, which was the best on the market that we'd found. And I started selling at pony club events, and it's just grown immensely from there.
So I remember speaking to you last week at Badminton. Was that your first Badminton, if I recall, or have I got that wrong?
Yes, last year was the first Badminton I'd ever done. It's the first show I've ever done. So it was really jumping in the deep end, coming to the biggest equestrian show in the UK and one of the most renowned in the world. So it was a real jump in the deep end, and it launched the company to another level. And I've pushed it. It's pushed it in so many different ways, doing new shows, new products. So I'm so grateful.
Well, if you think, when we were sitting here in the studio talking 12 months ago and 12 months on, can you quite believe how successful it has been?
No, not at all. It was a complete surprise. I was just thinking for the first show, get my brand out there, get some publicity, get a bit of brand awareness. I'd spent the last 6 months doing 3,000 cold calls to stockists, to equestrian stores, building my stockist base to about 140 stockists. So I was really trying to push customers to them to support those stores as well, because I'm big on supporting British businesses and they supported me. So I was just trying to get some brand awareness, and it just launched it completely. It was like strapping a rocket to the back of the business. And it just grew immensely. So the website took off, the stockists took off. Loads of them have come back to me and said how much they've increased their sales through the product. And then, of course, I love coming here and meeting all the customers because I don't get to do it through the phone. So it's amazing to hear how customers gotten on with the product and how I can help their horses. So I love coming here.
You're quite the entrepreneur, because do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 18 years old.
And I gather you cannot sit still, because am I right in thinking that you've launched another company or two companies?
Yes, I have launched since last year. I've been able to launch two new companies. So the second was Henry's Pet Care. So that was a development off of my sweet itch product. My dog de Bordeaux, Henry, was having terrible itching problems, and I needed to find a solution for him because nothing was working. So I took my renowned sweet itch product, which everyone had tried, said it's the best they ever used, adapted it specifically for him, then grew it further, developed it, tested it with some animal rescue charities who helped me. I launched it market earlier this year, and it's at the stand with me. And then since last year as well, from the massive growth I've had, I've been able to build new manufacturing plant, new factory, and get a automatic labelling machine, which going from doing manually putting on a few thousand labels at a time a couple of years ago to now I can do 2,000 bottles an hour. So I started a third company, Tarrant Manufacturing, doing contract manufacturing for local businesses who had the same problem I did a few years ago.
I mean, it's quite phenomenal. You cannot sit still, can you? I mean, you're creating quite the empire, but you're obviously on to a really successful kind of product and brand, shall we say, which is clearly working because the proof's in the pudding, the amount of people who are buying it.
Yes, absolutely. Immediately this morning, we've only done about 2 hours and we've been swamped. So it's I've taken a bigger stand this year to take all the demand with more features. Last year I had a Cortex board with the map of all my stockists on there to promote them, and I had so many stockists I couldn't remember all of them, so I'm struggling to find where people were. So this time I've got a big digital display. Everyone can come on the stand, click to find their local stockist. It will come up and show them off. And then I've also hired Libby, my first staff member, to help with sales this week. So she'll be starting on tomorrow. So feels really good. From being just starting last year, I managed to only get the stand with 3 days notice after a cancellation came through, to now having a 6 metre stand, an employee, digital displays. I'm really grateful. This place is like Disneyland for entrepreneurs, I was saying the other day, and it really has launched it to a new level, and I just love coming here.
And as you say, it's so important to actually speak face to face to the customer, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I can really find what they've been using before, what they need, what their needs are, how I can help their horse. Because people come to me with horses that they're not quite sure if it's sweet itch, the problem their horse has. So we can work with them and speak with them. They can try the product, and then they come back at the next show, or they will email me afterwards. Wow, it's helped so much. So I love seeing it, because I'm massive on animal welfare. I'm trying to make the best products possible for an affordable price, so you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to give your horse or your dog the care they deserve and the care they need. So I'm really happy to be here again.
So anyone coming to Badminton during Badminton Week, where can they find you?
So you can find me in the World of the Horse marquee, where you can find us there all week, and I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sam.